legit.
What's up, everybody? It's That12 here, and welcome back to another episode of the Beginner to Master tutorial series. If you have never heard of this series before, it is basically where I just choose one character out of the entire roster, and I teach you guys everything I know about that single character. And the character we're going to focus on today is PTS Shikamaru. So just like the previous episode, make sure to tell me which character you want me to do for the very next episode, and the character that have the most votes will be the next character. But without further ado, let's get started. So let's talk about PTS Shikamaru. The first thing we're going to talk about is his range and his speed. So for Shikamaru's range and speed, he really doesn't have really any. This is actually one of the worst combos I've ever seen in my life. Just like not even touching the opponent. He has no momentum to like go forward. He has no range. It's absolutely abysmal, and his attack speed is just absolutely abysmal. It's not at any point slow. At any point, like this is gonna be the weak link for Shikamaru right here. His combos on the ground will do, but they're not actually that good. So in terms of combos, you're really not gonna be using Shikamaru too much. This is going to be like, his combos are gonna seem really hard to get down because he's kind of slow, and he's also has little to no range whatsoever. So already just from like the combos alone and no momentum, you can tell that his combos aren't really that good in this game. Starting off with the neutral combo, this is literally the most ordinary combo you can possibly ask for. There's nothing special about this combo in any category. It's just a generic combo that's sort of kind of fast. Honestly, you're not really gonna be using this combo too much because, like I said before, Shikamaru's like his range and speed is really not that good, and you're not gonna be using combos for Shikamaru really too much besides just one, because there's only really one thing that he's really good at, which we're gonna talk about in a little bit. His down combo is definitely the optimal combo for punishing. As with most characters, this is the strongest combo in their kit. As well as for Shikamaru, it's still pretty fast. Now we can move on to Shikamaru's bread and butter, and that is the up combo. So the up combo legit is the thing you're going to be using the most with Shikamaru, because there's one thing that Shikamaru's good at, and that is his air combo. And the up combo links up perfectly to the air combo. So let's go with the up combo first. So the hits are right before the last hit for the up combo sends the opponent up, and they literally cannot rebound out of it. They can't move, they can't do anything. They're just sent up, allowing you to do whatever you want as long as you don't press the last input. So while the opponent is sent flying in the air, you can actually link this combo up into Shikamaru's air combo. Now moving on to Shikamaru's air combo, his air combo is literally the best thing about him. The reason why his air combo is so good is because he attacks super quickly for his first three hits. And then his last two hits, he throws shurikens at the opponent, and then he throws a kunai bomb. The reason why this is good is because the shurikens and the kunai can separately bait out a sub. So like if they sub at the wrong time in this air combo, because the shurikens, it will literally have them sub in place, and they literally have no choice but to get hit by the shuriken. And this can be looped over again and again and again, and his air combo does pretty good damage as well, especially when you loop them up. So Shikamaru's air combo is definitely one of the things that you need to be kind of spamming or getting into, because this is the best way to bait out a sub and then to put some really good damage. Like I said before, the optimal combo that you really want to be doing with Shikamaru is the up combo right before last hits, and then air dashing towards the opponents, and then going into the air combo. And at that point, you can kind of just start baiting out subs with Shikamaru's air combo. Now we can go to the guard break pill setup. So as for the guard break pill setups, he has basically two. The first one is the down combo at the very last hit, or the hit before the very last hit. This one is actually extremely perfect for a guard break pill, because the last hit leaves the opponent in so much hit stun, and it works out perfectly for a guard break pill. So this is definitely one of your best options right here. And the last guard break pill setup is basically the up combo right for last hit, where you boop them right up. This one can be a little bit tricky to get to, but it is pretty easy once you have some practice with it. And you know what, I might as well mention this too. It's not a true guard break pill setup, but it can get you some good cheeky guard break pills setup. So this is the Shikamaru's air combo. Right where Shikamaru throws the kunai, you can actually switch to a different character and then just do a guard break pill. This is just really good and unexpected, and it actually puts the secondary character pretty close to Naruto, making for some cheeky guard break pill setup. Now to move on to the tilt and the grab. Shikamaru's tilt is a combo tilt. It is a 4-hit tilt that leads up into a straight back. So usually I would say this tilt is pretty bad because it's pretty darn slow on startup and it lasts for too long. You can't cancel out of it at any point. But there is one redeeming factor about this tilt, and that is the second hit where he throws shurikens. So they don't really track that hard, but if the opponent happens to get hit by the shurikens, they are still caught in the combo animation, which means that even if you are across the screen and they get hit by shurikens, they can't move. They're just kind of stunned until your combo is over. But this only happens about 50% of the time, so I wouldn't say prioritizing it, but it is something that you can do. Shikamaru's grab is a pretty average grab that has kind of short range, so you don't really want to use this grab too much unless you know that you can hit it. And the one confirmed into this grab is the up combo. Again, right before last hit, bounce them up, and then she'll link perfectly into the grab, getting some pretty darn good damage. Now we can move on to Shikamaru's Jutsu, which is the explosive style flying blade. This move is basically where Shikamaru throws out 5 paper bombs in a kind of a scattered formation, and it locks onto the opponent. This Jutsu by itself, using as Shikamaru, really doesn't provide too much utility for Shikamaru. The only thing that it really does, it provides a really good backstep. As you can kind of tell, as the startup, he kind of jumps up in the air and backs up, which can be used for getting shield pressure. You can get shield pressure with it, then use the jutsu, and then you can be safe from that jutsu. You can probably switch out into a different character while you're at it, but overall this is really not really used for Shikamaru. It's actually pretty good support. Now the jutsu itself does not go into a strike back, but it does get people off you because of the scattered formation that he throws it in, and also the fact that it locks onto the opponent, and the fact that it can go full screen as well. So overall, this is mainly just a really good jutsu for Shikamaru, just because that for support. But majority of the time, you kind of want to use it at distance, because if you use it at close range, it can very easily miss because it's too close. Because like I said before, Shikamaru does that back step, and if you do that, and if you call the support a little bit too close, he is just straight up going to miss. So overall, it's a pretty average support that is only used at mid-range. And now we can move on to Shikamaru's ultimate jutsu. So Shikamaru basically has 2 ultimate jutsus. The first ultimate jutsu cancel is the first 4 hits of Shikamaru's combo, where Shikamaru basically kicks the opponent twice. If done correctly, this should link up right after the second kick, and it should link up right up into the ultimate jutsu. It's for kind of intermediate players, because this is kind of hard to do, at least on your first try, but then once you get some practice with it, this should be pretty easy to land up in your games. So this one is basically the up combo right before the last hit, right again, then you got a back dash, and then you use your ultimate jutsu at the perfect time. So it does take a lot of timing to get this ultimate jutsu down, but once you know the timing, you just roll back for 1 second, and then you use your ultimate jutsu, then you should link up pretty perfectly. And last but not least, we can maneuver over to the awakening. So for the awakening, literally this counts for most of the PTS characters. Awakening, there is no different in Shikamaru's abilities. He is literally just the same Shikamaru, but just with slightly more damage and faster, at a faster attack speed. So for Awakening, just play Shikamaru how you would play him before. So Shikamaru is mainly a support type of a character. You're really not going to be going in with Shikamaru most of the time, just because of his bad combos and his poor attack speed. Like, he's really not going to be doing anything in terms of getting close to the opponent, because he will most likely lose every single time unless you are very skilled at the game. You are going to be having a difficult time getting in there with Shikamaru. And as turns, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the video, but at turns for guard pressure, he really has no guard pressure whatsoever either. So in terms of like anything offensive, he's really not really your guy. But Shikamaru does have some other stuff to offer. So one thing that Shikamaru is the best at is the air combo. I quite literally think Shikamaru has perhaps top 3 or top 5 best air combos in the entire game, because this is literally one of the easiest ways to bait subs, and it does a lot of damage overall, and it's actually pretty darn quick too. So this is actually very easy to cancel out of, and to also set up for a guard break pill, and to bait out subs. So either way, this is really good. Now you will have to probably practice a little bit more with this air combo to see what I'm talking about, but if you keep using this air combo, you're going to see people subbing at the wrong time, and then constantly getting hit by the shuriken or the bomb at the end, and then they're just going to waste a sub. And this is kind of what Shikamaru does the best at. But not only is his air combo is just really good. His support is, I'm not gonna say it's amazing, but it's pretty good for getting opponents off you, at least at mid-range. If you're trying to play the keep away game a lot, you can just use the support and it will pretty much like help you out, just because he tracks the opponent pretty hard. And it also, like, there's 5 of them in a scattered formation, so either way, something's getting hit. You need to carefully pick your fights with Shikamaru because he's not really a close range fighter. He's more of a defensive support type of character. And the more you use him like that, the more you're going to see like how good he really is, especially when baiting yourselves with this air combo like I said before, or using this support is really good when you really know how to use it. But if you pick your fights carefully with Shikamaru, you're gonna be just fine with this character. If you guys did enjoy this episode, make sure to leave a like down below and subscribe, and make sure to tell me who else I'm gonna do for the very next episode. My name is 012. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.